Hello, welcome and welcome back, or should I say, hello, willkommen und willkommen zurück. My name is Jacob, and today we are going to be picking up a new side story that was pretty much just released onto the global client of Arknights, titled Lingering Echoes. In this side story, we are going to be going to Leithanien and pretty much following along with the story of Hibiscus doing her assignment there, and the happenings to our main cast that you can also see right now on the screen in the form of Abendrot, who is recruitable, Cherny behind the piano, also for free recruitable, and a character that you have yet to meet by the name of Kreide. But can I just say how much this side story excites me, considering I am someone who grew up in my early childhood before going to school in Germany itself, and pretty much just learned German by listening to people there. Yes, I'm very excited. This is the first time I'm gonna be going through a side story where I don't need to look up how some words are being pronounced, even though I'm probably gonna butcher some of them, but it's been a while. It's been a couple since I last had to use German for anything, but at least you have someone who can pronounce stuff. Anyway, for people who are maybe bumping into this for the first time to the channel and everything else, let me just do a quick intro here in the form of welcome. I'm Jacob, as I said at the beginning, and I do narrations for pretty much anything at this point regarding Arknights, be it main stories, side stories, full files of the characters, modules, short stories. The only thing I haven't done so far are the operator records, soon to come, TM. But you can pretty much, as I'm slowly now updating the playlist with the currently newly added ones, you can pretty much find all of them on this channel. If you want to peruse through any given operator's operator record, you can probably find them on this channel, so yeah. Feel free to peruse, maybe you'll find something to just listen to and experience some stories you haven't heard before. But, coming back to the topic of what we're gonna go through today. Oh, and as a final note, the narrations are pretty much done in a similar fashion as to how some Let's Players on YouTube do visual novel style games or very heavy story driven games, where I'm pretty much gonna do both narration and character voices to some extent to give it a bit of flair. But coming back to the topic, like I said, today we are gonna be going through a story that takes place in Leithanien, featuring the cast right in front of us on the screen right now. But because Leithanien is probably not something most people know too much about, I mean, it is something that gets mentioned here and there, and bits and pieces of lore get dropped, but there's always new people who come to the game. So today, before we begin the narration, we are gonna watch a small little video. Before we watch it though, however, if outside of the video that we are about to watch, which is, by the way, an official Arknights video, but if outside of that there's anything in this episode today when we go through the story, because I've noticed while reading through it, there's quite a bunch of lingo and lore tidbits there that get mentioned, but I, who have played this game for nearly 3 years now, probably know quite a bit about them just from the top of my head. If anyone who is new to the game and is still not, even after the video, a bit confused or wants to know a bit more, maybe by the time the next episode comes out, just leave a comment in the comment section below and tell me, and I will try and cobble together some kind of little small intro into the next part of this narration, just like bullet points for Leithanien, the Witch King, and so on and so forth. But let us get the video rolling. The video itself is pretty much a, like I said, official video. It is on the official channel of Arknights. It has subtitles, and I will play it in in picture mode. Pretty much because I am not very okay when they put the embedded subtitles of the video into the bottom bar. So for anybody who wants to stop and read, it is a lot of times kind of covered by the YouTube progress bar. So I'm just gonna smack it into the screen, picture in picture. So for anybody who wants to just stop and listen, stop and read, considering the guy in the video has the thickest goddamn German accent you have ever heard in your life, and you don't understand what he's saying even though he's talking in English, just pause the video and read what's on screen. I cannot help you any further. But the video itself will be linked in the description of this very video. So if you want to watch it yourself afterwards, you are free to do so. But let's get this on screen, shall we? Alright, and final thing that I can say is enjoy. Let's begin.
Leithanien, glory to her name. Kingdoms rise and fall, yet none can be as resolute in her passion, nor as elegant in her wisdom. But who was the fount of her magnificence? Raise your head and set your gaze upon his sublime visage and works. A century ago, the electors chose him, the greatest caster to ever grace this realm. To him was given the spire from which he watched over us. None may say what transpired within those lofty heights, nor bore witness to his transcendence. His was a reign of terror, a shadow that loomed over all Leithanien. His rule was unchallenged for 60 years until that very summer, which I still remember vividly. The Emperor of Gaul had set his covetous sights upon fair Leithanien. The Grand Army marched upon our country and turned it into a hellish furnace of war. Without the might of our witch king, our fate been sealed. His arts bore the destructive power of catastrophes. He alone blunted the Gallic hordes and shattered their vanguard. As the war ground to a halt, the other great powers made their move. Ursus and Victoria struck when Gaul was at its weakest. Historians called this the Battle of the Four Emperors. The invaders paid dearly for their arrogance. The great powers partitioned the defeated empire and gorged on its remains. So victory added to Leithanien laurels, she was left bloodied by the devastation of war. Our witch king, for all his power and prestige, no longer held sway over those who scheme in the dark. These traitors scoured the lands for every ancient scroll they could find, with the hope of unearthing the source of his power and the means to defeat him. I know not how the twin usurpers committed heresy most unimaginable. With powers that I could not fathom, they cast him down and took his throne. Many thought they were liberated from the Witch King's shadow, yet time will eventually reveal the twin Empress's leash. I have given my life to my king, dedicated my purpose to his glory, and chronicled his every deed and achievement in the Originium arts. But now, I must consign myself and submit memories of him towards the flames. They know nothing about him. He was more than a shadow that loomed over us, more than any mortal pretenders to power. He was the very spire that held up the skies of Leithanien. He was the inevitable, indispensable, eternal pillar that defined her existence. He is the king of Leithanien. Our one and only king.
Alright, and that will do it for that part. So, like I said at the beginning, if anybody has any kind of extra questions about Leithanien or anything by the time I get around to record the next video, just leave a comment down in the comment section and I will try to do so and make some bullet points just to explain a bit better what the Witch King is and all of that stuff. But I also feel like, even though I haven't read too much further ahead, I have a feeling that the story itself might actually explain a lot of these details, so we shall see what we get. But let's begin with today's episode properly, shall we? Right then, in today's episode we will pretty much cover the first 3 parts here. By that I mean LEST1, LE1 and LE2. So, let's begin with this first part, titled Grande Valse Brillante. And by the way, that is a Chopin piece. If you ever want to listen to some classical music, just put that into Google. You will get it. But, says here, the dancers make their steps in grace. The performers play the opening notes. Let's start. With some birdies. Also, I don't know why. There's a widescreen for a long time, with birds chirping. And when you click, you get this text. And no, I'm not clicking anything. It will disappear. Very quick. I do not know why, or if that is a bug, or if that was supposed to happen that way. But let me now read it in peace. Thankfully, it remains in here. The sky is blue and fine. The breeze lilts by in song. The river murmurs clear. My heart is filled with hope. The mist parts overnight. The earth welcomes dawn's light. Praise be Leithanien, where free men find their home. Lied des klaren Himmels, from the year 1078. And yes, that is a in-game poem. I don't know if it actually exists in like actual form somewhere. And also, Lied des klaren Himmels translates roughly to Song of the Clear Sky of, or Song of a Clear Sky, so, somewhere along those lines. And yes, considering there's a shit ton of German lingua in the future episodes, every time we're gonna encounter a new German word, I will just give you that one time a quick translation of what it means. If I don't forget, by the way. Hopefully I won't forget. But I'm gonna do it only one time and one time only. So, let's continue. With I would not recognize this as Hibiscus outside of her hair color. But anyway. According to the map, I shouldn't be far from the Rhode Island branch office now. Got hauled up a bit coming into Vyseheim, but if I just hurry up, I can hopefully make it there before I'm late. Hold it right there.
Me?
Yes, indeed, you beautiful dame. You're an unfamiliar face. Could it be your first time here in the Afterglow?
Yes, I'm a Rhode Island operator, here to look into the serendipitous infected prognosis phenomenon.
Leave behind your working duties for now. I cordially invite you here to perform with me in song.
Perform? But I bought this concert flute as a staff. I couldn't play you a single song.
No matter, if you just make it sing, I have faith I can spin your notes into a song to offer to you, dame. Let's commemorate this day. This fine day.
I have an appointment with someone and I'm almost late as is.
Don't worry, don't worry. Anyone would let a little delay go with weather so fine. Come, this won't take long.
I just play some random notes then?
Please.
Alright, I can make it sound.
Do fa la so fa mi. Wonderful, a motive full of hope. Emma, I'll play. What if you and our visitor dance a tune together?
Together?
Come, beautiful Fräulein, let us skip. Also, Fräulein is something around like young lady, I would say. I think that is the closest English one.
But I really don't have the time, and I'm not much of a dancer.
No worries, we all dance poorly at times. No one will laugh at you. Very well, I'll play this in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, ready, go.
I'm sorry, I trod on you so many.
That's fine, I'm delighted to dance with you. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye, have a beautiful day.
Welcome to the Afterglow. Thank you. Thanks. Good morning, Hibiscus. You're a Dante from the branch? That's right. Welcome to Vyseheim's Afterglow. Thank you. This is awkward, you coming out here just to greet me. I didn't come just to greet you. Eh? Word came that before you left for the Afterglow, you were piling pressure on yourself, staying up all hours of every night. You were reading papers up until you left the landship. So today, your job is entirely to relax. I'm actually fine. No, can't have that. Strings snap when you stretch them that thin. Besides, you came just at the right time. Her Cherny's farewell concert is in a week, and it's just so happens today is application day. Apparently, he's performing at the plaza in front of Afterglow Hall. It'll be over if we're a moment too late. But the mission... If this chance goes, it's gone. We can talk mission tomorrow. Let's run.
Just yoinks her along.
We're here. Afterglow Hall. They say it's this very concert hall the Afterglow gets its name from. Is this even a building, or is it a giant instrument? Enough! The hall's not going anywhere. We'll have time to admire it later. Our focus today is Herr Cherny. I think I read about Mr. Herr Cherny beforehand. He was born in Afterglow? He was. He's still the one and only musician ever to both be infected and renowned in Leithanien. He's even held minor tours around the country. I see him. There he is.
The musician stands on the steps outside the hall, a colossal instrument, his height upright beside him. And yes, you're seeing correct, that is a mother freaking piano. That is also his shield. No one stands in the 5-meter semicircle around him. Outside that semicircle, the crowds teem.
Blow me down. Half of the afterglow's here at least. Half? Herr Czerny used to constantly perform outdoors here, but he's been ill for half a year, and it's his first time back. You don't know how excited everyone is.
Adante whispering, "It's starting." With the sound of a piano, the plaza quickly falls to a hush. Particularly, everyone stops talking. Even the pedal hawking incessantly until now lowers his voice. Peddler. The song is short. The moment Czerny's performance ends, a mountainous applause erupts. It gradually abates. While Czerny prepares to play the next song, someone neatly dressed squeezes through the crowd and arrives at his side. Herr Czerny, Dame Gertrude sends her regards. Oh, you, I see. She asks me to remind you that be it an applicational affair or the concert day itself, haven't been booked for an outdoor performance. And what does it matter? Our places may have their schedules. Pardon. Other places may have their schedules, but you are hard-pressed to stop me performing for all in the afterglow. Your health isn't the fairest. You'd best not tire yourself too much. I know my health best. If I didn't feel better today, I wouldn't be here. Go tell Gertrude. Mind her own business. Don't come all persnickety at me.
Very well. What was his problem? Why did no one say anything? He's a retainer of Dame Gertrude Strollo. Gertrude Strollo, Countess Strollo, the ruler, the Lensfrau of Vyseheim? The very same. But Herr Czerny sent that man packing in just a few words. What a feel-good sight. I see. Let's head into Afterglow Hall in a moment. Application's about to begin.
Seeing the noble's figure disappear into the crowd, Czerny clears his throat. Thank you all for your support. Today I came not just to play you all a passage or two, long while that it's been, but to warm up for the concert next week. I invite you all to be enthusiastic in this application. Prove your love for music on the stage. I'll be here, supporting you all. I'll be at these selections tomorrow too, casting my own discerning eye. Now, let me play a few more pieces for you all. I'll welcome you to bring out whatever instruments you're good with, whether you accompany me or play by your own tune. I welcome it all. Thank you, everyone. Czerny bows. The heavy silence finally lifts, and the crowd erupts into even more fervorous applause. Hey, you set up shop here too? Damn near everyone's here at the hall. Where else am I going to do business if not here? Sure, but I don't think anyone's willing to drink your coffee. Easy for you to say. Excuse me, I'll take a tub of sauerkraut, a big one. Coming up. A crowd full of anticipation, a musician forcing his ailing body along, a noble given the cold shoulder. Touches my heart. Kreide, you still insist on applying to that concert?
Yes, I do want to go.
Fine. Don't often see you turning a deaf ear like this. You want to go? Go.
Thank you, Grandpa.
You sign up and come straight back. Don't linger outside.
I'll try.
Try?
Apparently entrants have to perform on stage for this application so they can prove their skill.
But your cello's been wrecked forever. You only have the one string to play. What are you doing about that?
It's alright, they'll provide a loaner instrument.
Ah, very, very thoughtful of them. Why did nobody tell me, hmm?
Grandpa, are you mad?
What? No, I'm just a little uneasy about it.
I promise I'll be back as soon as the application's over. I won't run off anywhere.
Fine, fine, I hear you.
I'll put the tea by the stove now. Remember to drink it soon. Don't let it get cold. Application's beginning soon. It's about time you went. I still can't swallow this. You called me here all the way from Urtica, specifically to have me apply to this concert full of infected. Such a level of interaction with infected won't pose any risk. You don't have to tell me, I know. What I mean to say is, I don't understand why you invited me here just for some run-of-the-mill concert. You've always wanted to breathe the air of freedom, haven't you? I can't deny that, but don't let doubts overtake you now. Enjoy the commoner's festive atmosphere.
The young noble just shrugs.
The car is ready for you. There's some way to travel from Cliffy Patio to the Afterglow. I recommend you not go on foot, so as not to affect your performance and application.
I appreciate your kindness. Farewell, Strollo.
You're forgetting. I prefer my given name, not my surname.
I apologize, Dame Gertrude.
What a queue! That's a line for application. We're just going with the crowd, so come this way. Hello, can I ask? Here to apply, right? End of the line's there. Head over and queue up. It's so long. Plenty of folks started queuing before the sun came up. But I'm really in a rush to get my application over with. I'm still caring for my grandpa back home. No can do. Look, we're all afterglowers. Who hasn't got someone to care for at home? Well, but get in line quick. It'll be even longer soon enough.
Can you really not accommodate just this once?
I said no, that's just... Wait, you're a noble, aren't you? You're here to apply to our concert? If you see as much, then could you oblige myself and my friend here? But we've got rules. Or do you plan to refuse a noble's sincerest request? I wouldn't dare. Thank you for your understanding. Come now. Didn't you hear me? They're letting us through. All right. But where'd he go?
Next, please. Can I have your name, please?
People call me Kreide.
What instrument are you proficient in?
The cello.
Did you come without your own cello?
I don't have one.
That's fine. We provide common use instruments to musicians. You can access them at your leisure. Alright, you may begin. Be careful not to go over 1 minute. Is there a problem?
I didn't get to ask just now, but how do you determine pay for participation?
Pay?
The person who told me about the concert said that so long as I was chosen, I'd get ample pay. My grandpa's gravely ill and I need money for his treatment.
I sympathize with your plight, but there is no material reward for this concert.
There's no pay at all.
I believe the vast majority feel that the ultimate honorarium comes from performing with her Czerny at his farewell concert.
How could this be?
It's your decision to perform or not. However, if you do decide to leave, I hope for you to at least leave us with a fine melody before you go.
Huh. Alright.
Kreide, somewhat dejectedly, bows. He slowly takes a seat and steadies the cello between his knees. With a hand on his bow and the other on the strings, the dismay is all but swept from his face, leaving only concentration. From the cello strings flows an ornate melody, gradually filling the whole hall. After a number of bars, Kreide's performance reaches its sweetest point when a concert flute joins from below the stage out of nowhere. The noble in black plays the flute, accompanying Kreide's cello, and he paces his way onto the stage. Kreide is briefly startled, but nevertheless concludes the passage with his own cadence, while the noble follows the cello's ending with his own briefest cadenza. And that's 1 minute. That was the most beautiful performance I've heard today. I feel we should pay our respects to both you young men. Are you here to apply to this concert too? The very same? I was planning to do so alone, but professedly, Herr Kreide's performance struck me deep, and I did happen to meet him earlier. I would love to miss a chance to perform with such a superb instrumentalist. Understood. May I have your name?
Ebenholz.
To have someone like you... Ebenholz? Are you certain? Your real name is Ebenholz? That's not an alias you just came up with after staring at the piano?
You really are too mistrustful. Besides, a piano isn't the only thing with keys. Does a flute not have them too?
Even so, your lineage and estate...
I'll say again, my name is Ebenholz. Do you have any other questions?
Very well. That said, since you and Herr Kreide brought no agreement on whatever to apply as an ensemble, the decision lies with him. Herr Kreide, what do you feel?
I was only applying to this concert for my grandpa's medical fees. Should Kreide assent to an ensemble, I'd be very willing to provide him and his grandfather economic assistance.
Really? That kind of aid doesn't come without strings attached. Make sure you're completely clear about this. We saw a musician swindled last year. He signed an extremely unfair contract.
Please, I ask for some respect. I'll do it.
Then I'll leave it at that. If the two of you are entering the selection as flute and cello, then the one choice you have is Morgen und Abend. And by the way, Morgen und Abend translates to morning and evening. It's a duet for flute and cello with piano accompaniment, and one of Herr Czerny's signature works. Are you okay with that?
Said piece marked a turning point in my learning flute. I'm extraordinarily honored that I may perform it on Herr Czerny's stage. I'm fine with it too. Why is that noble helping Kreide? A lot of musicians have nobles as backers. Nothing strange about it. Some do it because they're not good enough themselves, so they see a really skilled musician and leap for them. They like how it makes them look better all around. I can't figure out this Ebenholz either though. Maybe he's just appreciating a fellow maestro? Something still doesn't sit too well with me. Oh, we could treat Kreide's grandpa. Hibiscus, you were here to investigate the serendipitous infected prognosis phenomenon, weren't you? And our branch is too small. We don't have what it takes to admit patients like a hospital. Examinations, diagnosis, prescriptions for milder cases, getting patients in touch with other organizations when they need hospitalization. That's our limit. but I'm still a little worried. In that case, Kreide's application is over anyhow. Let's go and catch up and ask him, see if we can offer him any help, okay? The results are in. Cell originium assimilation is 8%. Blood originium crystal density is 0.23 units per liter. I can't say it's too severe, but it's not good by any stretch.
I would like to say here, as I'm doing a file narration series on the channel where I'm literally reading these same lines over and over for every character. Sorry. This is throwing me off. Anyway.
Typically, any patient should receive standard treatment with indicators at this level, no matter how they feel themselves. I suggest hospitalized recovery.
Standard treatment, hospitalized recovery. Here, Rhode Island is just as much a business. You might be pitying me, giving me the test with no charge, but there's no such thing as free lunch for me, eh?
We are partnered with some organizations in Vyseheim. We can refer patients to them. They have collaborative protocols in place with Rhode Island. The prices will be cheaper compared to anywhere else. Given your present circumstances, I can try to talk down their fees further, or I could help offset expenses on both sides.
No need. If I knew Kreide was only going for my sake, I wouldn't have let him go no matter what. Kreide, I'll say it again. You return every last cent to that noble. We're going. What could possibly be happening behind you when an aristocrat gives you money for no good reason?
But Abendrot just wants me to perform with him.
Even if he means no harm, he might mean no harm, and an old man like me talking about without any grand standing or friend in power won't be worth much to exploit. The hospitals still won't be angels to me, even if they do admit me. I don't want my life depending on their whimsy. If you see a heart of gold in that little lord, then use that money for your own sake. Do some business that lets you get on with your life.
No, I already agreed with Abendrot. The money he gives me is for treating your sickness.
You're tired of me, throwing me into hospital, so you can never look back, isn't that right?
What? How could I...
Pardon?
How about he convalesces here instead of going to any partners? Hibiscus, I understand how you feel, but we don't have beds here, and our medication stores are for emergency response. If we can have him recovering here, we'll be able to monitor his health condition more tightly. I'm sure it'll be of help to our investigation too. I can clear my own guest bed for him to take. Medication-wise, we'll sell at our partners' prices. I'll write a report after the fact explaining the situation. That should be all watertight under procedure, right?
I think that works out.
Then we're all good to go on our end. Sir, how about you? Are you able to accept that? I guarantee your treatment will be highest priority for us. All research propositions will hinge on informed consent and will never commit to anything harmful to your health. I agree. And I have to rehearse with Abendrot too soon. I might not have too much time to look after you. Besides, conditions here are so much better than at home. If you're here, I can put my heart at ease too. Please, Grandpa.
I'll go home this evening to pack some things. I'll be back tomorrow morning. You'll let me have that much, won't you? Alright, and from here on, we go into the next thing, which is a training stage, which obviously doesn't really have any story to it. Besides it being called, and I hope this is the way you're actually pronouncing these things, Op 599, which is, well, just look up Chopin. But says here in the text, the most important thing is to nail down the fundamentals. So we continue on to the next stage, LE-1, titled Trich Trach Polka. A carefree atmosphere pervades the city's every which where, accompanied by omnipresent merry chatter. So, as per usual, before and after story, so let's start with the before one. I'm so sorry I'm late. This is the selections. If you were tardier by 20 minutes, we'd be hand in hand as we waltzed home. I'm sorry. Would you mind quickly explaining yourself? My grandpa went missing this morning, actually. Missing? Nothing terribly serious. I found him in the afterglow in an alley, and he said he was just up too early out for a walk. For a walk? The whole time until you arrived here? No, I went to Rhode Island this morning too for the admission procedures. With your grandfather? At the Rhode Island office? I recall Rhode Island having only a minuscule branch in Vyseheim. They couldn't be admitting patients. They couldn't, but Hibiscus gave up her own bed and she promised she put my grandpa's health first. A charming tale, but that costs you a pretty penny, didn't it? They took the money this morning. It was less than half of what you gave me yesterday. Well. You'll have to check regularly on your grandpa then, so they don't trim corners when you're not looking. Trim corners? They're a business after all. Their profits have to come from the sick, if they admit them on such low fees. Say a little from their meals, a little from their equipment and medication. I don't think that's what's happening. And how do you know? Yesterday afternoon they gave him medicine to take before I'd paid anything. And Hibiscus spared some food for me this morning. I only turned her down because I was so short on time. Such a meticulous performance. Surely your grandpa was unwilling to go precisely because he could see that. I get it. I'll be checking in on him as much as I can. Thank you. Thank me? I know you're taking pains to tell me all this because you're worried me or my grandfather will be hurt. Never mind. Let's move on. What did you think of the score after picking it up last night? Next entry, Ebenholz and Kreide. Come. Journey is overseeing the selections today in person. We can't afford to embarrass ourselves. Greetings, Herr Czerny. No need for pleasantries. Go on. Begin. The selections are quite unlike the applications, where crowds thronged the seats to watch. Save for a scant few staff, only Czerny and the entrants are present. If yesterday's audience was present, the majority would be applauding this brief ensemble piece until their hands were raw. But here and now, as the final lingering notes fall away, the look on Czerny's face is fearsome. Herr Czerny? You haven't practiced much, have you? As you surmised, but it smacks too strongly of being scrabbled together, you on your flute and him on his cello. There's almost no sense of coordination. Especially from you. You were stuck fast to your own tempo, completely ignoring what the cello emoted during his melodic passage. Conversely, you forced him to accommodate for you instead. If you hadn't realized in time, you would have ruined the entire passage. I would have ruined the entire passage? No, I feel you may not have heard quite clearly. I sat right here, and you tell me I didn't hear clearly. You think something wrong with my hearing?
Herr Czerny, Ebenholz doesn't mean to offend you, he just...
Just what? All I see is someone too coddled by flattery.
Coddled by flattery? You know nothing of my circumstances. I ask you to resign.
Kreide hisses at Ebenholz.
Ebenholz!
I will consider Kreide. You may leave. Next.
What did you say? Do you imply even he... Herr Czerny. If Ebenholz isn't allowed to perform, then I can't be in this concert either.
What's forcing you to speak for him?
Ebenholz has been a huge help to me, so...
I'm sorry, but this concert won't sing for losing one potential cellist, and losing one pot stirrer of a lord will pain me even less. Next.
Scoundrel, who does he think he is? So flippant just because he's playing a piano, written a piece or two? Calm down, come on.
I might to be calm. What kind of attitude was that?
Coddled by flattery.
I'm a fine, upstanding man. Who's ever coddled me? Give me a name.
I think there was just a small misunderstanding between you. Surely Herr Czerny didn't think we were that lousy.
Of course you weren't lousy, that was me. Did you forget what he said? I will consider Kreide. Kreide, you may leave.
I think the sooner you apologize to him, the better. He might just let us try again.
There's always some way, and it doesn't have to include humbling myself so badly before him.
But I can't think of anything that help other than an apology.
Ebenholz takes a deep breath. You return home in any case. I'll be returning to my residence to contemplate what to do. If there really is no alternative, then we'll seek out Czerny.
Well, alright then.
Coddled by flattery. This musician knows nothing, and he...
There's the headache again.
Useless fake. Even the lowly blind-wrecked commoners loathe the vulgar sound of your flute.
You shut up right now.
Mein Herr, we may not be acquainted, but you seem to be in need of some help.
Not at all. I appreciate the trouble.
The fretful noble muttering under his breath. He really is hers. Pardon my insolence.
Oh, so it's you. Do you feel unwell?
What did you say? No, not at all.
Really? Your face looks somewhat sickly to me.
Of course not. Pardon me, pardon me.
Your headaches are flaring up again?
It's fine. It's more or less faded by now.
I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing to me for?
I was so inconsiderate as to cause you embarrassment at these selections today, and giving you a headache at that.
You were so inconsiderate?
How did you know? No, in fact, it's only natural for you to know it. Indeed, for better or worse, I am one of the sponsors of this concert, and news about it reaches me fast, Herr Ebenholz. You needn't worry, this is nothing major. In fact, I hear Czerny didn't assess you too badly at all. He intentionally designated you as backup for Morgen und Abend.
Really?
We are more or less friends. I have him worked out to an extent. He's a famed artist, after all. Come rain or shine, and infected too. His temper flared up. Please excuse him. I do have my influence over this concert. You and Kreide can participate. I'll do Cherny's work.
I'd rather redo the selections than have you exercise your sway, to be honest. This morning was merely an aberration in performance.
Of course, of course. Still, you needn't let this perturb you so badly. Tea. We have a citrus-flavored black tea today. They say it does good things for headaches.
Thank you very much.
How is it?
Fragrant. I appreciate the hospitality.
Well, then, moving on. Listen closely, please. As you'd anticipated, my inviting you to Vyseheim for a concert in the infected settlement does come with ulterior motives. You don't seem too bowled over.
I'm used to being exploited by now. It wouldn't surprise me more if you had no other motive.
In that case, I'll be straightforward. I have a plan that's been a long time ready. If you act according to this plan, I have great certainty I can free you from the voice of the mundane.
What did you say?
The voice of the mundane, Herr Ebenholz, the root of your many misfortunes. One of the legal grounds on which you possess Grafschaft of Urtica,
I don't need you to explain what the voice of the mundane is. The thing has been inside my head all this time, tormenting me when it sees fit. When I need you to expound on it is the details. What I need you to expound on is the details of this plan.
It's very simple. Just perform at Herr Czerny's concert as an ensemble with your fresh acquaintance, Herr Kreide, and that will suffice.
Out of sheerest kindness, I'll treat this as a poor joke, Dame Gertrude.
This is in no way a joke. Just like you, Kreide harbors the voice of the mundane within him.
Him, the voice of the mundane. The twin empresses made it explicit that I was the only one left who carried it.
That merely shows there are things even they don't know. To boot, it isn't even that rare. Two voices of the mundane need only come close enough in space in order for resonance to occur, and this sonority will amplify both your arts as it occurs. That is the basis of my plan. Beyond amplifying your arts, resonance is its own kind of powerful energy, and this energy will be massively intensified when you two perform in an ensemble. It just needs the appropriate induction, and I'll be able to make use of this energy to transfer your voice of the mundane into him.
Then what will happen to Kreide?
Fear not, I'll handle that as deemed fit.
I still don't understand, though. Why does it have to be Czerny's concert? I'll duet with Kreide at his home. You come induce this resonance, and you transfer my voice of the mundane into him. Won't that work?
The induction of resonance is a delicate art. Alone, without the Afterglow Hall, I wouldn't be able to do it.
The Afterglow Hall?
Didn't you know? Construction of the Afterglow Hall was completed under the Witch King's supervision.
I never heard.
Being a building he ordered in the twilight of his reign, the materials and architecture employed in the hall share many resemblance to his spire. It wasn't meant as the concert hall it is, synonymous with the infected district. It was meant as a fortress of arts. A nightmare to terrify His Majesty's enemies. I've overstepped my bounds in doing so, but I do require the Afterglow Hall aid me in conducting the resonance's energy, so we can ultimately eliminate the voice of terror that dwells in your body. Do you have any other questions about the details of this plan? After it's done, I will handle Kreide and any other remaining trifles. You need only hide for a suitable length of time. Once it all blows over, you can escape your unbearable nobility once and for all, and become a free civilian. Of course, if you aren't alright accepting such ready freedom, I won't force you, and I certainly won't make an enemy of you on the grounds that you know my plan. Whether you wish to remain in Vyseheim until the concert concludes or return immediately to Urtica, I will not stop you. You won't stop me. You're the first to want to rid me of the voice of Terra rather than exploit it. Just what are you hoping to gain from me? A powerful assistance. A what? I'm just a puppet Graf. I can't even manage my own fiefs personally. After your supposed plan succeeds, I'll be no more than an unidentified civilian. What powerful assistance? Fiefs, armies, even Originium arts, none of that is important. What's important is the Graf Urtica gone missing, even declared dead. Think of it, how will the Leithanien public opinion respond when at the right juncture the Graf Urtica returns from the grave? The return from the grave, that's the greatest aid you could ever lend me. I understand. Please allow me some time alone, Dame Gertrude. I'll be glad to. If you wish to travel anywhere, don't hesitate to tell the servants outside. Farewell. Farewell. May your decision be the one that suits your interests. Hello. Listen, you must watch whatever happens between Kreide and Rhode Island closely. You may disrupt Rhode Island's movements when necessary, but remember never to alert them at any cost. Direct military conflict is forbidden. Understood. Allow me to report to you on Graf Urtica's circumstances. You can save it, we know. This is your plan. If you feel the need to expound on minor matters like this, we'll simply send someone to put you back on track. Apologies, I was not considerate. Ebenholz will be easy enough, but Kreide and Rhode Island... Ah. I'd forgot. I have what I need, ready and waiting. Alright, and moving on to the after story of the stage. Though I sent the both of you off at these selections, things have changed. You two are now the primary candidates for Morgen und Abend. Things have changed? What do you mean? The two who were to perform Morgen und Abend cannot attend the concert now, which is why I had you two brought in. Cannot attend? Did something happen with them? They went to a tavern yesterday afternoon to eat and drink their fill. Normal enough, but something piddling made these two clowns pick a fight. So now the flautist has a fractured arm, and worse still, the cellist somehow fell on his tailbone. He can't even sit, and there he is lying on his bed claiming he can play standing instead. Ridiculous. What? You seem shocked. This is honestly beyond expectation. Is it? It only took the second day of selections for this to happen, if I'm frank. If this was anything more than a chance bar fight, then you would be the greatest suspect. Would I? No. This has less than nothing to do with me. My desire is to move you through music, not rough up the innocent. Fine enough for you to say. But you have the money to back Kreide. Paying to stir up trouble should be easy enough for you, shouldn't it? Herr Czerny, I can testify Ebenholz never did anything like that. You
testify? Did you glue your eyes to him for all of yesterday?
I did.
And why did you do that?
Of course he didn't glue his eyes to me. The two of us were just together, discussing how to change your mind. Though we never came to any conclusion in the end.
Kreide, is that the truth?
It is.
Czerny just shakes his head. For the time being, in the moment being, I'll believe Kreide.
Thank you, Herr Czerny. So...
Don't start parading. All told, you're standing in. You're still some way from what I require. Especially you, Abendrot. You're the drag. I'll give you the 1 day to rehearse. Come back to my home this evening, and I'll cast my eye. You will only be chosen if you can meet my minimum standards. Otherwise, I would rather strike Morgen und Abend from the program. Understood?
Yes, you may rest assured.
Also, Kreide, weren't you missing a cello? Take this one with you.
Can I really?
Of course you can. If you can meet my demands this evening, then this cello will be yours.
Thank you so much.
Alright, off you go. I need to sort out my own thoughts as is. Is that Ursula? Did you forget your key again?
Mr. Czerny, I'm an operator from Rhode Island. You can call me Hibiscus. Hibiscus? Oh no, did something happen with my grandpa? Hello, Mr. Czerny. It's nice to meet you.
Hello. My talk with them is done. If you have business, feel free to take them away.
Hibiscus, is there anything new with my grandpa's condition? Relax, it's okay. Your grandpa's gotten treatment already and he's looking a lot more stable. Mr. Czerny, it's not Kreide. I actually came here looking for you.
Me?
I'm hoping to get some insight into any change in your condition. Would right now be convenient for you?
What do you want from me?
There's been quite a few recent infected cases of abnormal recovery around the Afterglow. I came here to investigate the whole phenomenon. On top of that, you're a household name around here, so I was wondering if you had more of a handle on what's going on.
I'm sorry, but I've been just fine all along, and I can't say I know how anyone else is doing.
But aren't you holding a farewell concert? That usually...
I'm sorry, but I need quiet. Can I ask you to leave for now? Who is it this time?
Mein Herr, open her up. I've forgotten the dang key.
Kreide, could you go out of your way to open the door again?
That's an awful lot you're carrying, Oma. Oma means grandma. Good boy. You go have a seat. I can carry it by myself. It's okay. I can bring this into the kitchen for you.
Sorry, that was Kreide. Never mind.
And this is...
Ursula, distant relative of mine. She's cared for me always.
Well, this is a rare sight. So many people at our home. Bowl me over. You're a noble, aren't you? Oh, me apologies. Hardly. You can simply call me Abendrot if you so wish. Oh, your lordy sword better not joke around with old conkers like myself. It's no joke at all. You can call me Abendrot. Honest? Of course. Then if you don't mind me, please. Hello, Miss Ursula. Oof, what's this, Sarka? Ah, no. Slip of the tongue, Fräulein. I didn't mean that. Don't take it seriously now. It's okay, Miss Ursula. I'm used to it. Oh, no, 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 no. I have to apologize. Really, pardon me. What do you need mein Herr for? Concert matters again? Not in particular. I wanted to ask if there was any change in Mr. Cherny's condition recently. You a doctor? I'm an operator from Rhode Island. You can call me Hibiscus. So you and Adante are co-workers. Adante is a local operator. I'm here on I'm here at Vyseheim on business from the landship. That's a relief then. It's Adante who gives mein Herr and me our medicine. Lots of folk get prescriptions from Rhode Island here in the Afterglow. Mein Herr, how's the last few days? Mein Herr, she's a doctor now. A doctor who cares about your health. This is good for you.
I didn't ask her to come in.
Well, that's silly now. If you didn't let her in, she wouldn't be in here. Last year is when he started feeling unwell. No change when spring came this year. Wouldn't be wanting to do any farewell concerts otherwise. But since yesterday, he's been looking in much better spirits. Is there anything else as well? Let me think.
Ursula?
Alright, my lips are sealed. Thank you so much for your help, Miss Ursula. If anything's the matter with Mr. Cherny, please give me a shout. No need to tell us. We'd be asking Rhode Island for luck if something happened anyway.
Are you done? Are you happy?
All done. Oh, me and my memory. Said I'd make potato soup and forgot to even buy potatoes. I'll run back to the market now. Mr. Cherny.
Cherny's eyes are particularly full of fire right now.
Miss Ursula, I'll come with you. I have some questions about cooking I'd like to ask you.
Just runs away.
Well, since everyone else has taken their leave, we should also...
Hold it.
Herr Cherny.
The key.
Oh, my Ursula, your key. Don't forget your key.
Oh boy.
I never would have imagined an old lady could be so fast. I was a hair from losing her. I owe it to you for helping me smooth things over back there. That's alright. I trust in you. I know you wouldn't do something like that just to be selected. So, we've handed the key over. Now we should be finding a place in the Afterglow to rehearse. Can't we just perform right here, right in the street like everyone does? We are rehearsing, not busking. These lanes are too noisy. Oh. How about your home? Your grandfather just so happens to have vacated, and it wears me to death traveling over from the cliffy patio every day. Could I ask you to lay out the bed for me, and I stay at yours for the next while? I'd welcome you gladly, but my place is a wreck. I'm scared you wouldn't settle in.
I will. Trust me.
This is my home. What's the matter?
Is there something wrong? Abendrot's talking to himself?
The room's too small. There's a draft from the window. The timber is molding. There's practically no soundproofing.
No, it's quite fine. Quite fine. Hold on, there's only a single bed here. Where does your grandpa sleep?
He sleeps in the bed. I sleep here on the floor.
But isn't this just a rug?
For a rug, it's pretty nice, and I'm used to sleeping on it by now. If you're going to live here, then I'll stay on the floor. It's no problem.
Let's just rehearse for now. No good. I'm stuck at this mordant.
It's alright, we can start again from the last bar on the line below. Line above.
It's dismordant.
Should I slow down slightly at this part?
No need, it's only an ornament. I'm just being slightly hesitant. This again.
Ebenholz, I'll drop the tempo. Don't put an ornament at the end there. Just play through like it's a single note.
The mark is printed on the score.
But you're straining your breath all the way in the bar before, just so you can brace for the mordant.
Fine.
Wonderful. We played it all the way through.
But I omitted that ornament, and Czerny will hear that, I'm sure of it.
It's alright, we still have time.
Easily said. With the state we're in now, you've no need for further rehearsal. I'm the only one who still has to spend time on this.
No, don't be like that. I have parts I'm not playing well myself.
Really?
Look, here, I didn't express these dynamics at all just now.
You're right.
And there's a few parts I've been forcing through. I'm still too early to say I'm fluent.
You gave me a heart attack. I thought you had already completely mastered this.
We've had so little time, and it's not like you could really be fluent in a single go. You have to take a lot of things nice and slow.
You're right. Let's take a break for now, and then we'll work out all the kinks.
O'er lofty hills the fiend steps into twilight's midst gaze. The blood hides the blood hides plague within, slow beckons death to creep always. Pestilence from shadow wanton spouts, spews ruin in prelude. Fades finale's ensemble, woe deprives of sun's last rays. What do you think of these edits?
It's more or less the same as the previous edition.
You're sure this prophecy will drive out the Rhode Islander? The prophecy alone likely isn't enough, but if we add their majesties' names, then use it as a pretext to cause a tiny little uproar, the chance it'll succeed is great, and there won't be any real harm should it fail.
Can you ensure the spread of this prophecy will be confident to the afterglow?
Please be assured, previous small-scale disseminations of prophecies have not left any traces of their spread. Moreover, as an infected settlement...
Then do it. Alright, continuing on to the next stage and the final stage for today's narration, LE-2, also titled Appassionata o Pathétique. I hope I said it right. Says here, it's happened plenty of times before. She buries the sorrow deep down, and her enthusiasm grows by the day. So, let's begin with the before part.
It didn't go so well with Mr. Czerny, but everyone else in the Afterglow has been nice and easy to talk with. I've visited 10 or so houses by now and picked up a few blood samples. Not bad results. It's almost night now.
Junge Frau, I've seen you busy all day long, running to and fro. I bet you're hungry, aren't you? Junge Frau, basically, again, same as Junge Fräulein, pretty much means young lady. Or young woman in this case, rather. How about trying some Afterglow specialities?
specialities?
Take a look at this pan-fried sauerkraut. The aroma, the color.
A pickled foods salted in oil, the very opposite of healthy.
What, scared I'm overcharging you? Here, this one's yours, free of charge. Don't be shy now, you've been all over the streets checking up on us. This is to thank you.
No, I can't turn down hospitality. Thank you very much then.
Don't mention it. What's wrong? You've only taken one bite. I told you, it's on the house.
I'm not quite hungry. I'll carry on eating later. Actually, have you ever considered adjusting your recipe slightly?
Oh boy, here we go. In what way?
You see, this serving is approximately that of an adult's, but the salt and fat content are at least 3 or 5 times the recommended intake, respectively. It's more harmful than anything.
Junge Frau, I've been making this for decades. There's no one buying it who doesn't like it. If I suddenly changed my recipe, my regulars would have my head.
I'm suggesting it with their health in mind. Everyone spending their money here, myself included, isn't infected. A diet so high in salt and fat can only have even worse repercussions on infected than on the healthy.
I'll just ask you this one thing. Does my food taste good or not?
It's extremely delicious.
Then that settles it.
But I still think...
Alright. I know you can't appreciate my craft, I get it. My heart goes out to you.
Oh, by the way, I'd like to ask a few questions. Can I?
Seeing as business isn't exactly booming right now, ask away.
Well, why don't you tell me how business has been lately?
Up to my ears. More and more people out to eat these past few days. Probably thanks to the warm weather.
Are you familiar with everyone who comes to eat?
I am. Every patron of mine's from the Afterglow. I know basically all of them.
Are they all infected?
They are.
Have there been any who hadn't shown themselves for a while but came to buy from you again these past few days?
That's right. Quite a few too, if I think about it.
Could I ask you to tell me which of your customers that applies to? Where do they all live? Thank you.
No problem.
Finally, how have you been feeling recently?
You mean the Oripathy? Really regular. Nothing one way or the other, but with business good lately, I've been really on top of keeping my stocks up.
I'm guessing you're not too obsessed with music?
I've never been much of an artist. Don't have as much drive as them. If I can keep my family fed, I'm happy.
That's all my questioning then. Thank you for humoring me. I hope business thrives for you.
Thank you. But you still haven't taken one bite, Junge Frau. Won't you have a little more?
Well, didn't I just...
I'm joking. You doctors put health first, I understand that. But naturally, taste's a priority for us chefs. And the doctors, by and large, well, they give us some understanding back. What do you say?
I can understand, but I still can't approve.
Just understanding's a good start. We can put our differences aside. Next time you want a bite, remember, come by. She has me wondering though. Seemed on the verge of tears after she took one bite. Such a nice young girl. Makes you wonder why she had to be a Sarkas. Chefkoch, one thing of sauerkraut, please. Coming up. Oh, it's you. 2 portions of minced meat and a slight char on your sauerkraut, yeah? Thank you. That girl just now looked a little strange. You seen her before? She's been all around the streets lately. If I didn't before, I have now. What are you going to invite her to yours for a cup? Forget it. You've seen how she's busy, probably on some serious business. No chance to have a coffee.
Cases with abnormal improvements are distributed over an even wider area than I guessed. I'm sorry. That's alright. I should be the one apologizing. I was so preoccupied admiring this magnificent building. I got in the way of your motive. Motive? Goodbye. Goodbye. She's in a hurry. Though I suppose it's about time to head back. There is no residence in the square.
Hey, Fräulein.
What a strong smell of alcohol.
Yeah, you devil.
And you are?
You just left my house. You don't remember?
So, you're a relative of Mr. Schneider's. You didn't seem to be at home when I made my visit just now?
I'm his son. You sucked my father's blood.
Hibiscus! Hibiscus! Adante, not a moment too late. This man here is extremely worked up, and I don't know what he's trying to convey.
Adante from Rhode Island? Go and tell your boss right now to send this devil back home. Never let her back in the afterglow.
Just calm down for now. Tell me what you did. It helps him write my report afterward.
Adante whispering to Hibiscus.
I was wondering why you were taking so long to return. Head back to the branch office now. I'll observe a little longer. Something's not right here. Maybe what he says can help us out somehow.
She sucked my father's blood. Devil. Bloodsucker. You know what that means.
Mr. Schneider, you may have heard legends about vampires, but I'm just an ordinary Sarkas. Fresh blood has no attractive force on me.
Who said anything about vampires? Hey, buddy, what do you say? What's she doing? Collecting blood from infected.
Me?
Yeah, you... Go on.
I'm busy right now, excuse me.
Some people got no spine. Bro, you tell me.
Well, I'm not too sure of the details, but I have heard about casters using infected blood to do their arts. And the Spire cats are secretly abducting infected lately. They're doing about the same thing.
That's what I want to hear. This devil's been collecting our blood from all over. That shit's exactly what she's doing.
Collecting the blood of infected for arts. Based on what I know, nothing apart from the, quote-unquote, Witch King's remains.
Hibiscus's mindless utterance stuns not just the two infected into silence, but the entire crowd about them who gathered to see what the fuss was about. You'd utter the Majesty's name just like that. You really are all tied up. That's it, she has to be. It's what the prophecy said. This devil's going to use infected blood to blast us all with arts.
Prophecy? You mean the one His Majesty issued?
Right, that one. We can't let that prophecy come true.
Did you say prophecy?
I heard there was a prophecy recently, but it was all vague. What did it say exactly?
I'm just as curious. You're trying to drive me off based on some prophecy, but I don't even know anything about it. How do you expect me to go, just like that?
We can't just talk about it out loud. Who can guarantee he didn't leave behind some kind of arts? Maybe our each and every move is all. Tell us quietly, what exactly did the prophecy say? Hibiscus whispering to Adante.
Adante, have you heard similar rumors recently? It rings a faint bell, to be honest, but I've never paid any attention to it. Not to mention, His Majesty died long ago, and even if he were alive and well, he'd have no reason to leave any prophecies specifically in the Afterglow. People just keep coming.
Girlie, I think you should take a hike. There's everything to fear here. Get out of the Afterglow.
Please, everyone, don't just trust an unfounded rumor like this.
Rumor? You have the gall to call a prophecy a rumor, you...
Sir, one moment you say me and those remains are all tied up. The next you're suggesting him. What exactly are you trying to get at with all these contradictions? What are you inciting?
The way you sort behave, common sense never applies. Besides, who knows what a devil like you is up to, coming here to the Afterglow and using your investigation as a cover to steal our blood. Even if you mean no harm, we can't just ignore the prophecy and let you stay here. Isn't that right, everyone? Yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure why you all seem so scared of a fictional calamity taking place here. It's probably His Majesty's name hanging over you. But there's something that scares me more. I'm scared I won't be able to find an explanation for this incident. If I cover now, then maybe I'd be losing a golden chance to save lives. Maybe I'd leave you all to be in danger just because of my own cowardice. You can look at me like a cruel caster using infected blood for arts. You can treat me like some devil spreading disaster. I don't mind any of that. I just want to save lives. Beyond that, I'm not asking for the Afterglow for anything else.
No more lies. If you don't go, you're here to destroy the Afterglow.
Everybody, I don't intend to start a conflict with you here. If you truly want me out of sight, I can return to the Rhode Island branch office for a time, and you can all cool down in the meanwhile. Would that be okay?
Oh, you're talking reason. No. Where do you think the Rhode Island office is? It's here in the Afterglow, too. Or do you think Rhode Island has some special privilege, huh? That you can just take it out of the Afterglow's hands? We won't let that happen. Everyone with me, drive this devil away. Some come charging in, some stay motionless where they are, and some choose to turn their backs on Hibiscus, leaving this site of trouble. No matter the choice they've made, Hibiscus simply stands there, not choosing to fight, nor choosing to flee. Alright, and now for the after stage part. Adante tries his best. Actually, I'm just now realizing, is Adante supposed to be... never mind. I'm not changing the voice at this point. Adante tries his best to stop the tide of people approaching Hibiscus, but what a single person can do is limited. The crowd quickly passes by Adante and surrounds Hibiscus. Don't make me repeat myself, out of my way!
What are you trying to do? She's here to help you, so why are you doing this?
This has nothing to do with you, Adante. If you're gonna protect this devil, then get her out of the Afterglow.
What? What's going on here? Kreide? Hibiscus is in there. They're mobbing her. Move, out of the way. Let me inside.
Huh? What hole did you crawl out of? Oh, I remember now. You're the kid who drifted into the Afterglow not too long ago, right? Be a nice lad and go back to taking care of your Oppa. Oppa means grandfather. And don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong.
Hibiscus only came here to help all of you. Why are you treating her like this?
People like you will never understand. We're protecting our homes from the devil, so get lost.
Hibiscus isn't like that. All I know is that Hibiscus is here to treat Oripathy, and she's wholeheartedly devoted to it. Can't you all see that?
Treat Oripathy? Whose Oripathy is she here to treat?
Kryde, you don't need to get involved with this. This is Vyseheim after all. They wouldn't dare...
Wouldn't dare what?
The cello. Are you out of your mind? If you've got a problem, come at me. Why are you flinging arts at him? What's any of this got to do with him?
I wasn't trying to... Why the hell do we have to answer to you? Get out of here or we're gonna put a hole in your body just like we did with this cello here. Someone's playing the flute? Who wants a piece of us next, huh? Show yourself. My heart won't stop pounding. Scheiße. Why do you have to show up here? I mean, do I have to translate this word? It means shit. Hey, where are you all people going? Why are you... Did you not hear that sound? Wait, could it be... Don't tell me it's... Please have mercy on me, I just had a bit too much to drink. Absolutely meant no disrespect. What in the world am I doing?
The crowd... They were gone? Kryde, are you alright? You're not hurt, are you?
I'm fine, but my cello...
Oh no, the body's been damaged so badly. Can it be fixed?
I don't know.
Thanks for coming to my aid.
Don't mention it. It's a pleasure to meet you, or perhaps meet wouldn't be the right word. However, I haven't had a chance to say hello until now. To be honest, you were in quite a bit of danger back there. Even though the Afterglow is technically part of Vyseheim, your average patrolman has no desire to come around here. If they really decided to attack you, there's a good chance nobody would have come to help you for a while.
Then I must thank you again. And to whom do I owe the pleasure?
Just call me Ebenholz.
Then, Ebenholz, have you heard of the prophecy they were talking about?
Not even once. Just caught wind of it from the crowd here.
In other words, this prophecy hasn't reached the cliffy patio at all.
The cliffy patio?
That's where all the nobles in Vyseheim live, right?
Don't lump me in with a lot of them.
Huh? But aren't you Vyseheim's?
I'm actually not a native of Vyseheim. Besides, it's discourteous to casually speculate about a noble's identity.
Then, did you come all the way into the Afterglow to perform in Mr. Czerny's concert? Are you also an infected?
Sorry, but I don't have Oripathy.
But I heard from somewhere that only infected are performing.
There's enough chit-chat for now.
Are you in a hurry?
Of course I am. Kryde and I were going to Herr Czerny's house to have him assess our practice today, but then all this broke out.
Sorry for wasting your time. I'll be heading back to the office now.
Alright, don't start moping on me. Let's head to Mr. Czerny first. I'm sure he'll find a new instrument, seeing as how he's so fond of you.
Hey.
Come, I was only joking around.
Don't worry about it.
But that sure is strange. I haven't heard about His Majesty's prophecy or anything of the sort. Could it have been Gertrude?
I think I heard something along those lines before, but only very vaguely, and there never was any mention of Sarkas.
Well, whatever. The concert is the only thing that matters. What a quaint group of people, though. If they really care so much, they should head to the door of the Empress's voice and start hollering, His Majesty, His Majesty. Now that would be a fun show. But let's set that aside for now and head to Mr. Cherney's place.
But my cello...
I already told you Mr. Cherney will get a new one for you. Besides, it's not your fault, even if Mr. Cherney wanted you to pay him back for that cello, you've still got me.
Right.
The cello is broken. What, did the two of you decide to jump into a fight?
No, that's not what happened.
Then what happened, Kreide?
Abendrot and I ran into Hibiscus while we were on our way here.
Hibiscus?
She was surrounded, attacked by a group of people, calling her a devil and saying that she'd bring disaster to the Afterglow.
What nonsense.
I was trying to defend her and the cello got blasted by somebody's arts.
Casting arts in the open streets. What's going on in people's heads these days? And so you managed to beat them back?
No, Abendrot dispersed them with his arts. He helped get me and Hibiscus out.
He helped you?
Yes.
Alright, I have a clear picture now. This poor cello. Alas, it was the only decent one I had.
I am sorry.
Don't apologize, you didn't do anything wrong. If anything, I should be the one apologizing to you on behalf of the Afterglow for these idiots. In any case, just put the cello over here. I'll go look around and see if there's anything suitable for you to use. All that's left is this mass-produced one. You'll have to make do with it. Now let's hear how much you've progressed in your practice. Begin.
Herr Cherney, what do you think of that?
I won't say there was no improvement. And considering how the two of you have only been practicing for a day, I shouldn't expect too much. But it doesn't seem that any of the problems from before have been fixed.
None of the problems from before have been fixed. How could that be?
You're reacting a lot faster now, Abendrot, but you're still getting carried away in your own passages, as if you're trying to show off. In the end, you still need Kreide to accommodate you. You're not even familiar with the music yet, so what are you trying to show off for? And then there are those ornaments. You managed to hit them all, but it's making your breathing completely uneven. What's the point of that? Kreide, on the other hand, is more solid in comparison. His main problem is insufficient mastery, something that can be solved with more practice. But at the end of the day, Morgen und Abend is a duet. It is impossible for one person to constantly be accommodating the other. In all honesty, I would prefer to strike Morgen und Abend.
Herr Cherney,
what is it?
How about this? Can we try again with you accompanying Abendrot on piano?
Are you sure that's a good idea? I won't be playing around him like you do. Don't blame me if he makes another fool of himself.
It'll be fine.
Kreide whispering to Abendrot.
Chip her up. I know you can settle this in one go.
Abendrot just nods. Are you ready? Abendrot takes a deep breath. Let's go.
How's that? Herr Czerny?
Your braggadocio hasn't changed at all. What do you take your flute for? A tool to help you show off? However, I had no intention of matching your rhythm at all, but you more or less managed to stay steady throughout your part. It's clear to me now that while Kreide is accommodating you, he's covering for your bad habits rather than for a lack of skill. While there's still ample room for improvement, you've at least met my minimum threshold.
So that means...
You pass.
Fantastic.
Ebenholz lets out a long sigh. I won't pull my punches though. I've already had to lower my standards to rock bottom today. I may ask you to show me your progress at any time. If you're still playing at this level before the concert, I will not let you step into the stage. Am I clear?
Rest assured.
Additionally, Kreide, you're playing on a mass-produced instrument right now, and it is only for emergency use. I would still recommend you find something else.
But the one you gave me is... Don't worry, I'll cover you.
Oh?
Let's go shopping tomorrow morning. I'll get you the very best. What is it? So, I was telling you about His Majesty, right? His Majesty's prophecy. No fooling. Tell me more about it while we walk. I'd like to hear it again, in detail.
Alright, and that will be it for today's part. Pretty long part already, if you ask me. Alright, but I'll try and keep the story like it is going right now. At least 3 or so stages and so on and so forth per part. And we'll see where that gets us along the way. So, I hope everybody enjoyed. This has been the first part to the side story Lingering Echoes. I don't know why it disappeared from my head for a moment there. Getting tired probably. But I hope you all enjoyed, like I said, and I hope you have a fantastic day and you have a lot of luck on pulling for Ebenholz and Hibiscus. And might I just add that I'm actually surprised that they put Hibiscus on the banner instead of like Cruz was on just in the shop, or rather on the stages. But I guess there's a first for everything. But anyway, this will be it for today's part. Like I said, hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and good luck on pulling for Ebenholz if you're still doing so. And I will see you in the next part. Until then, bye bye.